Joining me right now is Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge. Also with us is former Keystone pipeline worker Neal Crabtree. Great to have you both here. Thank you so much. And AG, Leslie, I want to start with you and get your reaction to what's going on with gasoline prices. You heard Jeff Flock's report. Is there anything you can do about this as AG?
Well, thank you, Maria. And I think it's important for Americans and Arkansans to understand that high gas prices did not begin with the invasion of Ukraine. High gas prices began with the election of Joe Biden. Already, I've taken a number of legal actions on behalf of the state of Arkansas as a result of Joe Biden's policies, whether it was filing suit over the cancellation of the Keystone pipeline, filing suit over the moratorium on new oil and gas leases, or the social cost of carbon. We are joining with other states to stop these bad policies, which are causing gas prices at astronomical rates right here in the natural state.
Yeah, and we know that while Joe Biden is trying to blame everything on Putin, the American people are aware of Joe Biden's war with American oil. On his first day in office, he canceled a key permit for the Keystone XL pipeline, citing environmental concerns. I know you've taken almost 80 legal actions, Leslie, against the president due to this dangerous policy agenda. You've sued him for his effort to cancel the Keystone pipeline, offshore and public lands drilling permits. But I want to get into the nuts and bolts about the impact on people, because Neal is with us today, and he was a worker on that Keystone pipeline. And give us your sense of what this means for jobs.
Well, it's not looking good right now. You know, the administration, they came in from day one with the attitude that oil and gas use in this country was on the decline, when in fact that's totally the opposite. You know, the demand is going up. The administration's only answer to it is, you know, buy an electric vehicle. And I know the Democratic Party loves spending money this country doesn't have, but I can't treat my personal finances in that same manner. I can't go out and buy an EV. I can't afford one, don't have much use for one even if I did. And it's like you're being forced into electric vehicles or pay higher prices, you know. And if I write a check for money I don't have, I go to jail.
Right. And Neal, you were one of thousands of workers laid off due to that cancellation of the XL pipeline. The Biden administration has said that the laid off fossil fuel workers should look for green energy jobs. So tell me about that. Have you been looking for a green energy job, Neal? What's your experience navigating an industry being crushed by the president's policies?
Well, the men and women in this industry, we're not lazy. We're going to get out and find something to put food on the table. It's the fact that we're not being able to work in the industry that we chose, you know, that provides us with our health care and our insurance. But we're not lazy. We're going to find work. It's just sad that we can't be working to help Americans lower these fuel costs.
That is really extraordinary. And AG Rutledge, thanks for your leadership on this, because we're hearing Neal's story and how he was affected. But here we are in an environment where, you know, companies can't find the workers that they need. There's such a tight labor force. And here we go, putting thousands of people out of work because of the canceled XL pipeline. AG Rutledge, what else can you do from your standpoint? You're on the front lines of pushing back on this bad policy agenda.
Well, as you noted, Maria, we've already taken over 80 legal actions against the Biden administration. It's folks like my friend Neal and his coworkers that are out of work and their families are hurting. But families are hurting across Arkansas and America with this inflation. It's the bad policies of this administration that we've got to stop. That's why we're taking these legal actions. When we look at the cost of used cars going up 42%, gasoline going up 38%, that impacts every single American family. We can't afford to simply go out and all buy Teslas. We're driving a Ford F-150 at my house, and that costs more money. It costs my row crop farming husband $3 more per gallon to haul his beans to the mill this year than it did last year. That's the impact it's having on hardworking Americans. That's why we're taking these actions. It's because they're illegal, unconstitutional actions by this president and his administration.
So who hears these cases, Leslie? What can we expect in terms of timing on them?
Well, we argue these cases in various federal courts across the country. Right now, out of the Fifth Circuit, there is a preliminary injunction on the moratorium on new oil and gas leases. Arkansas is part of a number of lawsuits. We take these up. Eventually, they will most likely be heard by the U.S. Supreme Court because of the impact that these cases have. We have a coalition of states from Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, others across the country who've joined with Arkansas in these efforts.
Yeah, I mean, Neal, we've seen all of these efforts and how Leslie Rutledge is leading on this issue. What about you and your prospects? Do you need to get trained in green energy jobs? Are you going to need to invest in new training in order to get a job in what Joe Biden is telling you to do? Get a job in green energy?
No, I'm not going to invest in new training because I'm smart enough to know that oil and gas is still going to play a part in this country's future. We just got to let the American public know that what the White House is putting out about their policies don't have nothing to do with what we're seeing is totally wrong. I've been in the industry for a lot of years, and it's liberal Democratic lawmakers and the judges they appoint that are holding things up like infrastructure with oil and gas. When they say the Keystone pipeline wouldn't have helped because it wouldn't have been finished yet, well, to tell you the truth, that pipeline should have been built back in 2012, and it's Democratic lawmakers who are keeping projects like this from moving forward. So I'm going to keep fighting for American oil and gas.
All right, and we will keep telling your story. Neal Crabtree, thanks very much for being here. AG Leslie Rutledge, we appreciate you and your time and your leadership. Please come back soon. Thanks very much to you both.